A German court has ruled in favor of Tesla. In fact, they've ruled that Tesla has been unfairly prejudiced against. And you know what? I made a video about this, and frankly, it's shocking that the Germans would target Tesla in a way that not even the Chinese government is going to do so, or has done so far. This is the story of how Tesla was targeted by Germany, but came out on the other side unscathed. Hello my friends, and welcome to the channel on the Electric Viking. What a day. What a great day. This is great news. I love this news. But first of all, thank you for subscribing. Thank you to those members on Patreon who have supported the channel. We really appreciate what you do. It really means a huge amount. Couldn't do this without you. Basically, this channel wouldn't exist without you. So thank you for doing that. And thank you to everyone else just for subscribing, tuning in, and watching the channel. Now, bizarrely, this case actually extends all the way back into 2019. And now finally, an appeals court has overturned a regional court ruling from 2019 that determined Tesla could not use the term autopilot, even though it's not even a German word, on its website or in any other marketing materials in Germany. In other words, Tesla can now use the term autopilot on its website, in its marketing materials, and, well, anywhere else in Germany that it so chooses. This is a final ruling. Apparently, the German government, the lobbyists in Germany, Volkswagen, whoever the hell wants to fight against it, they can't. It's over. 3 years later, and finally, it's finished. There is arguments for one side, there's arguments for the other. People who don't like Tesla have lots of arguments for why Tesla shouldn't be able to use the term autopilot. People who do like Tesla have lots of arguments for why the Tesla should be able to use the term autopilot. Personally, what do I think? Well, you guys know I'm a fan of Tesla. You guys know that I have Tesla stock, but I do try to be as objective as I possibly can. And in this case, I believe this was clearly Germany simply targeting Tesla. I mean, look at the terminology used for many other car brands, right? For their so-called semi-autonomous cruise control. Look at Mercedes. Mercedes is claiming they have level 3 autonomy. Like, Tesla's not even claiming that. Mercedes is making that claim. But if you look at all the limitations of the car, it's a joke. The thing is a complete joke. It can't go faster than 40 miles an hour. The thing is, has so many limitations on it. To call it level 3 is clearly false advertising. So if you want to go after someone for false advertising, it's not Tesla for autopilot. Maybe for self-driving, yeah. But for autopilot, hell no. Go after companies who are misleading the public. Like, look at how many people online, right? I've seen these comments everywhere. Oh, look, Mercedes has level 3 autonomous technology. It's amazing. Look at what it can do. I'm like, you haven't read the fine print, buddy. Read the fine print. You people are shocking me. I find it truly, utterly astounding that people legitimately think Mercedes has full self-driving. They do not. They're nowhere near close to it. In fact, this system isn't even as good as Tesla's. Yes, both systems have problems. Both systems need to improve before they can get to full self-driving. But Mercedes is nowhere even remotely close to level 3 full self-driving. It's a myth. But does the German government want to know about that? No, they don't. They're not interested. They're interested in going after Tesla. So my point here is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If you get that terminology, what I'm saying is, if Germany wants to go after Tesla, they should apply the same set of rules to every single car brand selling cars within Germany. And guess what? There are plenty of car brands selling so-called semi-autonomous driving that cannot be driven for more than 5 seconds with your hands off the wheel. I know because I've tried them. Hyundai's version, it steers you into a tree within 10 seconds. It's not real. So really, my point here is, clearly, this whole thing started because Germany is afraid of Tesla. Now, if you don't believe me, if you think I'm just the Electric Viking being a biased Tesla fan, just do some research. Google the fear. Google what happened at Volkswagen, right? Why did they fire Herbert Diess? Because they were afraid. because Germany is afraid it's going to lose its automotive power, its automotive manufacturing. And the German populace, the German economy relies so heavily on what? Manufacturing. Without it, without automotive manufacturing, they will lose literally millions of jobs. In fact, guess who said this? The German government. Guess who else said this? The German unions. Guess who else said this? Herbert Diess. Who did they fire? Herbert Diess, because he was the one they thought was going to fire people at Volkswagen, right? So you can see the problem here. Too many conflicts of interest in Germany, too many interest groups, but you can see why. I mean, they're afraid of losing what they have, and they are going to lose what they have. Even Herbert Diess said they were going to lose some of what they had. It was inevitable. So they fired him because they don't like hearing the truth. But who does? Honestly, who likes hearing the truth when it hurts that badly? No one. So, Clean Technica has a set of reasons, apparently these were presented in the trial, for why Tesla should be able to keep the term autopilot, which is Tesla's ADAS or Advanced Driver Assist System. The arguments are autopilot, as used in the aircraft world, does not allow pilots to just go to sleep or put on a movie and stop watching what's happening. Elon Musk has a pilot's license and he used to fly a jet around, plus he founded and is the CEO of SpaceX. So he's got real-world experience in the term autopilot as it's applied in the aeronautical industry. 2. Nowhere does Tesla say that autopilot can completely drive a person around or that drivers don't need to pay attention. In fact, they advertise this as driver assistance feature, not as full self-driving. Number 3. There are numerous notifications and warnings of all kinds that indicate that drivers must stay alert, monitor the road and the car, and take over from autopilot whenever needed, as is exactly the same in almost every other brand of car you can buy right now. Has similar ADAS systems. Not as good in most cases, but similar. And finally, extra autopilot features cost several $1,000s, and the full self-driving suite costs $12,000. Assuming that people would buy these extra features and not be aware of what they can do and cannot do is ridiculous. It is, that's true. And guess what? Autopilot comes standard with the car as well. Now, taking all these points together, in Germany, here's the reasons why, well, some people think Tesla shouldn't be allowed to use the term autopilot. And I disagree, as you can see, but I'm going to tell you what they are. Number 1, autopilot makes it sound like the car drives completely autonomously. And some people may assume that they can go to sleep, watch a movie, or simply not pay attention to the road. Those people are stupid. What does Darwin say about those people? They'll die in some fashion or form early. Number 2, a lot of hype around future completely self-driving Tesla cars and even robotaxis may make some consumers think those exist today. Now, clearly this is very imaginative. It's creative. They've come up with these creative ideas for why autopilot shouldn't be used. Number 3, some people have posted videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, etc. of themselves and others sleeping while Tesla vehicles drive themselves, sitting in the back seat or doing other ridiculous things. Now, autopilot is not termed full self-driving. If it was termed full self-driving, I could understand maybe a little bit why the government or Germany would go after Tesla. But the word autopilot, it's really not all that different to a lot of the terminology used by other car companies. So I'm not buying those reasons, those 3 reasons. I think they're reasons you would apply to children, not to full-grown adults, right? Really, a full-grown adult is just going to get in the car and without questioning anything, just say, oh, autopilot must just automatically drive itself. I'm going to go to sleep now. Good night. Well, of course, that doesn't happen in the real world. Well, clearly, Tesla finally won the appeals case, so it's settled. Tesla can use that terminology. However, the crazy thing is, there's a similar case going on right now in the United States. In fact, in California, it seems to me as though the US government, or parts of it, are attacking Tesla right now in similar ways to the German government. The DMV, or the California DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, has contested that the terms autopilot and full self-driving are false advertising. Yeah. If the court agrees, Tesla's license to produce and sell vehicles in the state of California could be revoked. considering that Tesla's factory in Fremont, California produces a large portion of the company's cars day after day and month after month. That kind of conclusion would be a back-breaking blow to Tesla. Personally, I don't think California will stop Tesla from producing cars, period, altogether. I think that's probably scare tactics and won't actually eventuate. But will Tesla be forced to stop using the terminology full self-driving and autopilot in California? Well, they very well might be. It's very possible. Now, Clean Technica says that it should be pointed out that there's no uniform technology for ADAS or assisted driver technology. There's no technology, there's no word for it that any one company uses that is considered a universal standard, in other words. Other automakers, like I said before, use all kinds of creative names and claims. Things like ProPilot and even hands-free driving. Apparently that's okay, but Tesla isn't. Right? The thing is, the other brand using the terminology hands-free driving, by the way, those vehicles are on the roads in California. And the California government is not attacking that car company. Isn't that strange? What about Supercruise? Well, apparently General Motors is allowed to run their vehicles in California without a driver. And yet, sometimes they'll decide that they want to hang out together and they'll block streets altogether, right? Even causing accidents. No court cases against General Motors. That's interesting too. In my opinion, this is all politics. This is all about playing games and looking for power and maybe something to do with the unions as well. Let me know what you think about that. But honestly, I am very, very disappointed in certain people, politicians, and interest groups and factions in the United States right now. In fact, you're embarrassing yourselves. Honestly, I really think Americans need to join together here and just say shut the F up to these morons who are doing this. Tesla is one of the greatest assets the American people and the American government have right now. They may end up being the only automaker left standing when this disruption is well and good, when it's finished and over. I'm sure the US government are going to bail out someone. Who's it going to be, right? Is it going to be Ford, GM, or someone else? I don't know. They'll bail them out, but how long can that keep happening? We don't know. No one really knows. We do know, though, that Tesla employs a lot of people in the United States. In fact, their cars are built more in America than any other car brand, right? So clearly, Tesla is directly and indirectly employing Americans on a massive scale, and it plans on continuing to increase those numbers, and yet they're still being attacked for pointless reasons like naming terminology. In my opinion, this really is an embarrassment, and please, 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 if you can, just support them, because even if you don't like the brand, doesn't matter. Support an American company that frankly is doing good things for the American people. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.